You got the raise. The new number hits your bank account, and for a second, you breathe. You tell yourself, okay, I'm good now. I'm stable. You upgrade the apartment. You upgrade the car. You upgrade your life. Just a little. Nothing crazy. You're not reckless. You're responsible. And yet, why does it still feel tight? Why does $95,000 feel weirdly similar to $65,000? Why does 120K in London or Sydney still feel like you're one bad month away from stress? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your salary is lying to you, not because it's small, not because you're failing, but because income is not the same thing as wealth, and your brain keeps confusing the two. And if you don't see the difference early, especially in your 20s, you can wake up at 35 making good money and still feel financially fragile. That's where this gets dangerous. Because the higher your salary climbs, the more convincing the lie becomes. And this is where most ambitious people, smart people, quietly get it wrong. 1. The promotion that locked you in. Imagine this. You're 26, you land the role. The title looks sharp on LinkedIn. The paycheck jumps. You think, finally, I've made it. So you move closer to downtown. You justify the nicer place because, let's be honest, you work hard. You deserve it. You switch from the used car to the new one. You're not flexing. You're just leveling up. Totally normal, yeah? Here's the catch. Your salary went up. Your fixed costs went up. Your lifestyle expectations quietly recalibrated. And now your freedom. It didn't move at all. Pause for a second. If you lost your job tomorrow, how long could you maintain your current life? 3 months? 6? Less? This is the first lie your salary tells you. It makes you feel powerful while increasing your dependency. The higher the income, the more convincing the illusion. In cities like New York City, London, or Toronto, a 6-figure income feels solid, respectable, proper adult territory. But if your expenses scale with it, you're not building leverage. You're building a cage, just with nicer furniture. Bit harsh? Maybe. But think about it. When your lifestyle rises at the same speed as your income, you're running on a treadmill. Faster pace, same place. And here's where it gets worse. The more you earn, the more people assume you're set, which makes it psychologically harder to admit. You're not. Open loop. If income isn't the real indicator of financial strength, then what is? We'll get there. But first we need to talk about something even more subtle. 2. The identity upgrade trap. You don't spend more because you're irresponsible. You spend more because your identity upgraded. You're no longer a student. You're no longer just starting out. You're a consultant, an engineer, a founder, a finance bro, a marketing lead, a proper grown-up. And grown-ups in your income bracket don't live like they're broke, right? Here's the sneaky shift. You stop asking, can I afford this? And start asking, is this normal for someone at my level? That question is expensive. Because normal in high-income countries is wildly inflated. In Zurich or Oslo, a decent lifestyle costs a small fortune. In Sydney, brunch alone feels like an investment round. But the real cost isn't the latte, it's the baseline. Your baseline cost of being you keeps rising. And when your baseline rises, your margin disappears. Margin is where wealth is built. Margin is optionality. Margin is calm. Margin is the ability to say, nah, I'm good, to a toxic job. Without margin, your high salary is just high maintenance. Uncomfortable moment. Be honest, if your income doubled tomorrow, would your savings rate double? Or would your life just get shinier? No judgment, just awareness. Because this is where most 22, 30-year-olds with real potential accidentally trade their 30s for aesthetics, and the system quietly rewards it. More spending fuels GDP, more financing fuels banks, more lifestyle inflation fuels status hierarchies. But none of that fuels your freedom. And this leads to the third lie. 3. The time illusion. Your salary pays you per month. Wealth pays you per year, per decade, per lifetime. Income is immediate. Wealth is delayed. And humans? We're impatient. So when you're 25 making solid money, investing feels slow. Index funds, boring. Retirement accounts? Feels like a problem for 40-year-old you. Building assets instead of upgrading lifestyle? Feels conservative. But here's the kicker. Every year you delay building assets, you increase the pressure on your future income. That pressure compounds. Let's say you build a life that requires $8,000 a month to sustain. That means your future self must always earn at least that much, or more, just to survive at your current standard. You've essentially signed a long-term contract with your job. And jobs change, markets shift, industries automate, burnout hits. Layoffs happen, even at companies that felt safe. Just ask people who thought their Roles were untouchable. Before waves of restructuring hit firms across San Francisco and Berlin, income can disappear fast. Assets don't panic. This is where the salary lie becomes obvious. It makes you focus on earning more instead of needing less from earned income. Those are two very different strategies. One increases effort, the other increases leverage. And leverage is the whole game. But we're not done. Because there's one more layer, and this is the one that stings. 4. The quiet comparison spiral. You don't compare yourself to billionaires. You compare yourself to peers. The colleague who bought a condo. The mate who just financed a new car. The friend posting rooftop dinners in Dubai. You think, if they can afford it, I probably can too. But you don't see their balance sheet. You see their lifestyle. And lifestyle is loud. Net worth is quiet. Here's the discomfort. Some of the people you think are ahead are just leveraged. Credit looks like success. Debt looks like confidence. Financing looks like wealth. And your salary makes it easy to qualify for all of it. You get approved for the bigger mortgage, the higher credit limit, the premium travel card. It feels like progress. But approval is not wealth. Approval just means you're profitable to someone else. Read that again. The bank doesn't extend you credit because you're rich. They extend you credit because your income makes you predictable. Predictable income is collateral. Wealth is independence from predictability. And this is the moment where some viewers realize, this might be about me. If you're earning well, but your net worth isn't moving meaningfully. If your lifestyle looks expensive, but your runway is short. If you feel successful, but still slightly anxious. That's the gap between income and wealth. That gap widens quietly, and the longer you ignore it, the more your future depends on continuous performance, which is exhausting. So what actually fixes this? First, breathe. You're not behind. You're not stupid. You're not doomed. You're just early. The biggest advantage of being 22 to 30 isn't energy. It's time, and time is neutral until you aim it. Here's the reframe. Stop asking, how do I earn more? Start asking, how do I require less earned income over time? That shift alone changes everything. It moves you from chasing salary to building systems. Systems like automatic investing into broad, boring assets. Increasing your savings rate when income rises, instead of upgrading everything. Building margin before building aesthetics. Letting compounding do its quiet work while you focus on skill growth. No hype, no crypto moonshots, no overnight flips. Just steady asset accumulation. It's not flashy. It's Swiss-level boring. And that's the point. Because real wealth feels calm. It doesn't need to prove anything. It doesn't spike dopamine every payday. It builds optionality. Imagine this instead. You're 35. Your lifestyle costs less than you earn. By design. Your investments quietly cover a meaningful portion of your expenses. Your job is a choice, not a necessity. Now your salary becomes powerful because you don't need it to survive. You use it to accelerate assets. That's when income stops lying. It becomes a tool, not your identity. And here's the final open loop. Most people think financial stability comes from earning more. But what if stability actually comes from needing less and owning more? That's a different lens, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. If this shifted something in your head, even slightly, then the next step is understanding the deeper illusion most high earners fall into. Watch the video on your screen, The Illusion of Financial Stability, because that's where we break down how feeling stable and being stable are two very different things. And once you see that difference, you stop playing defense with your salary and start building real leverage. I'll see you there.